Fight on, family. Preston's Paradise here. USC has started the season extremely hot. 2 big victories over 2 subpar non-conference opponents, right? But this Saturday, things get very real as the Trojans go on the road to face the Purdue Boilermakers. And let's talk about it, right? USC football was 4-5 in the Big Ten last year. So in this video, I'm going to kind of look at some of the things that we did last year, look at some of the numbers and some of the benchmarks that this team needs to hit if you want to be successful this season. Let's get into it. Now, let's look at our offense last year against Big Ten opponents, right? Now, I know Jaden Marvel was not the quarterback for majority of the year last year, but there was a lot of guys on this offense this year that were on the offense last year, offensive linemen, wide receivers, tight ends, people like that, right? So let's just look at our the way we competed and, the coaches, the same coaches were coaching this team as well, right? So average 27.4 points per game, 141 yards rushing per game against Big Ten opponents, 27.4 rushing attempts against Big Ten opponents, 1.7 turnovers per game, and fourth quarter points per game, right? All those one possession games that we lost, 4-5 in the Big Ten, didn't even average a touchdown in the fourth quarter. That is the big one, right? Is this USC offense this year, this high-powered offense that we've seen? I'm going to get into the numbers that we've seen in the first couple games here in just a second in the next slide. Couldn't even average a touchdown a game in the fourth quarter last season against Big Ten opponents. This is where you have to finish, guys. If you have, a lead, you got to finish the games. You got to put your foot on their necks late game, especially on the road, right? So this is the numbers against our 9 Big Ten opponents last season. Let's look at some of the numbers that we've all been seeing this year. Really video game numbers that the 2025 USC offense has been putting up. Now, here we see, man, this is, the offense in the first 2 games obviously did not play against Big Ten opponents. Obviously, we're much better teams than the teams we face up against, right? But 66 points per game, 271 rushing yards per game, 31.5 rushing attempts per game. You had 1 turnover in the last game with the Wayman Jordan fumble. Got to clean that up. Fourth quarter scoring per game, nearly 20 points, right? Hey, man, this is great, right? If we can average a couple touchdowns in the fourth quarter, even get that up to 10 points in the fourth quarter, 13 points in the fourth quarter to close out games in Big Ten play, man. These are the numbers. That fourth quarter scoring statistics, those are really what I'm focused on as we get into Big Ten play. As we come into, this week against Purdue on the road. Purdue is not an easy place to play, right? I think they are a bottom tier Big Ten program. But to be honest with you, man, these environments on the road in the Big Ten, none of them are really easy to play in, right? So a lot of factors are going to go into it, man. How the offensive line performs, I'm going to talk about that in just a second here. But we got to, really, keep this going. Let's see if this offense can keep it up, right? Let's look at, some of the things that some of the guys in this offense have been doing this season, right? In the first couple games for USC. Now, to say this USC offense is hot might just be an understatement, right? Jaden Marvel, we talked about his, maturation, his progression in the offseason. He has come out of the gates scorching, 707 yards, 6 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, taking care of the ball, 73.8 completion percentage. I did a Big Ten video a few months ago talking about, the numbers that I wanted to see Jaden Maava get to as far as completion percentage. I said, right, if we want to compete in this conference, he's going to have to be between 66.5 and 73% completion percentage. And there it is, 73.8 completion percentage in the first couple games, 96.7 QBR, number 1 QBR in the entire country when it comes to Power 4 quarterbacks. Then you got a guy like Wayman Jordan, right? And these are guys that haven't even played, all fourth quarters of each game. We all know how that's kind of played out with the 73, point victory in the first game and then throwing up 59 in the second game. But Wayman Jordan, 10 yards per carry, 209 yards, 2 touchdowns, shifty, fast, powerful. Just got to take care of the ball, but love what I've been able to see from him early in his, stint at USC in the first couple games. Really just a dog out there on the field, consistent runner. And yeah, man, I think he's going to really break things open for us when it comes to Big Ten play. And man, let's talk about King Miller as well. Some of the stuff that he's been able to do on the ground the first couple of games, looking like the number 2 back as far as production has gone. Really just a blessing, man. This is a walk-on that's performing at a super high level. Makai Lemon leading, the team in receiving yards and receptions, 11 receptions, 248 yards, 2 touchdowns. Probably should have 3 touchdowns when Jaden missed him in the first game. And yeah, man, 22 and a half yards per reception. He could get it and go. Yards after catch is crazy. The only question is, like, does this offense travel? Will this travel? If we can see that offense that we've seen in the Coliseum the past couple weeks, this Saturday, or throughout the season on the road in the Coli, going up against Big Ten opponents, then this is without no question in my mind. This team will not be a 10-2 team. This is a 10-2 team, a 9-3 team. If we see that, we might be even better than that if we continue to see the success that this offense has had in the first couple weeks of the season. Now, the competition is going to go up. I understand that. But, man, this offense is cooking and rolling on all cylinders. Let's see what happens this week, and hopefully we can continue it. And be it that we're still on offense, man, let's talk about the major and most important piece that will allow our quarterbacks, our running backs, our wide receivers, our tight ends to be successful. It's the offensive line. I feel pretty good about the offensive line right now. A group like the offensive line, they're going to be evaluated. I'm going to evaluate this group on a weekly basis. I personally thought that in the second game, they looked a lot better. I liked, the move at the right guard spot. I think things looked more cohesive. I also, to be honest with you, think the right side of the line looked a little bit better than the left side of the line, in my personal opinion. I thought I saw some things on the left side of the offensive line where I saw guys allowing defenders to get into their body. They weren't really using their length and their wingspan to lock guys off, keep them off their body in pass blocking situations. So hopefully we see that improve. I think it will improve, right? Those guys are very talented. All those guys on the line are very talented, right? But definitely gonna keep my eye on that. But this is the piece that's really going to determine how good we are as a team. How successful we're gonna be in Big Ten play. But I'm very excited, man, to see these guys get their first snaps on the road this Saturday. The aggression off the line, the run blocking, because it takes no skill to run block. It's all power. That's all will. That's all want to and effort, right? One good thing, at the center position, we were I was kind of skeptical, what that was going to look like with Killian O'Connor stepping in there. We all kind of felt like John Ray Reed was going to be that guy, throughout the entire offseason. Killian O'Connor stepped in, looked fantastic. The snaps have been fantastic, and Killian has allowed 0 pressures in the first 2 games this season. So got to keep that up. But also this is going to be a weekly evaluation for these guys, but I have nothing but faith in them, and I think they can lead us to the promised land, man. So let's look at the defense. All right, USC's 2024 defense against Big Ten opponents allowed 23.7 points per game, 242.8 passing yards a game, 136.3 rushing yards a game, and gave up nearly a touchdown a game, 5.8 points per game. Some of these numbers from last year honestly are not really terrible in my personal opinion. 136 yards on the ground against Big Ten opponents. Not bad, man. I remember, we did a very good job against Penn State last year, who had, an excellent rushing game. Didn't play Ohio State, obviously, but did a great job in that game. The passing yards, things got a little weird, got a little tricky, dealt with some injuries last season. I think our secondary is going to be able to shore this up, bring this number down as we get into big play this upcoming season. And hopefully the points per game here, that 23.7, can get down to 18 points per game, maybe a 20 points per game, especially if we're a team that's able to put up, 35, maybe 33 a game. a team that's currently averaging 66 points per game, right? So you guys can let me know how much you really see this dip against, higher competition, this upcoming season, right? It's going to be very interesting to see the adjustments that we make, to see, the real playbook open up as we get into, a better competition, as the season continues. So let's look at what this defense has done in the first couple games of the season and if they can sustain it. USC's defense this season, giving up 16.5 points per game, currently 14th in the Big 10, 197 passing yards per game, 13th in the Big 10, 103.5 rushing yards per game, that's 10th, and sacks with 9, which is first in the Big 10. And here's the thing, right? I mean, we're gonna see exactly how good this team is, how stout they could be defensively. If the size and the interior of the defensive line is really gonna make a difference. We saw a lot of faces, a lot of players, a lot of young players. Not to mention the fact of Keyshawn Silver is new to this defense. Josh Jarrett is new to this defense. And Keyshawn missed a lot of time in the spring as well. A lot of people new to this defense. Bishop Fitzgerald is new to the defense. Harvey is new to the defense. A lot of new faces, right? A lot of young faces on this defense. So I know there were some spooky things that we witnessed against Georgia Southern that had, some people concerned. But I think, that's all going to be refined, watching film in practice this week in preparation. The only thing that I will say, and I'm going to kind of expand on this more when I get into the preview. I'm going to drop the preview for Purdue early Thursday during the day, Thursday morning if you're out west. And here's the thing about game planning. Here's the thing about coaches, right? Everything that works against USC in that Georgia Southern game, that's the game plan around, this defense, right? Now, how vanilla was the defense? Dan Lynn's defense can be very complex. I don't think he was really emptying, everything and showing all the looks and all the things that he wants to do with this defense in the first couple games of the season. But whatever these coaches at Purdue and, the rest of the coaches across America that have to face us this season, whatever works against us and, guys are able to pick up yards doing, that's going to be the game plan on how to beat this defense and how to get around this defense. Also, you got Henson over there as the OC at Purdue, right? So he's practiced and seen everything that Dan likes to do in practice, probably knows a couple of tendencies and stuff like that. So that's all I'll say in regards to, this defense, particularly next week against Purdue. And as we get into Big Ten play, right, that's how they game plan. That's the film that they see, what works against our defense, what was able to, pick up yardage. And we're going to see, what we're really about, man. I got a lot of faith in this team. I believe that, we are much improved. The depth is just there. We see that. That's the truth. The size is there. We see that. That's the truth. So, can we perform? Can we travel? And, can we really allow 16.5 points per game, that's fantastic, man. If we could do anything under that 20 points per game mark with the offense that we have, then I have a lot of faith that we're going to be a very good team this season. To end it, man, just a message to a couple of my guys on the edge, right? Whether it's Braylon Shelby, whether it's Cam Fountain, Anthony Lucas, Jakeem Stewart, Jade Abasiri, right? He's an interior guy. Even the interior guys, to be honest, because Jade got a sack. Super happy. I see the development. I see the pass rush moves. I see the fire. I see the intensity. Take this on the road. Travel with it. Keep it up. Couple things, though. Don't get too sack happy. Keep the discipline, right? That is the fine line, right? You want to get to the quarterback. You want to get the sack. You want to get that feeling. But keep discipline. Keep discipline on the edge. Set the edge. Don't, overextend yourself. Don't be too aggressive to the point where, they use your aggressiveness against you, in the run game, in the option game, throughout the course of the game, right? That's all I can say. I know the coaches kind of saw that. we kind of, got a little discipline, kind of, run into the backfield, looking for the sack, looking for the big play off the edge last game. And I get it, right? This is blood in the water for these dudes, man. We had Braylon Shelby get 2 sacks in the first game. Cam had 1 sack. Then you see Anthony Lucas go get 2 sacks in the second game, and Cam had another sack. So these guys are feeling it, man. They're excited. They're energized. They're ready to get after, and they're doing an excellent job. But at the same time, you got to be disciplined. The game is physical, but it is also so much very mental, man. So keep it up. And I want to see you guys flying around this Saturday against Purdue. Got to keep the sacks going, man. If we could, continue to get 3-4 sacks a game, maybe even 5 sacks a game, fantastic, man. There's no way in the world that we're not going to be competing in the Big Ten doing that. So love to see it. Currently leading the Big Ten in sacks with 9, man. And I'm super proud of these guys, super proud of the development. Love the coaching. Got, the greatest defensive line coaches in the entire country. So it's only right that they're performing like this and you see a development, man. And that's it for the video, man. If you guys enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed the channel, please like the video. It does so much, completely free. Please subscribe to the channel, man. If you enjoy the content, if you enjoy what I've been cooking up, putting out. And yeah, let's get into it, man. I got the preview for Purdue coming out early Thursday. And yeah, me and Paulie Walnuts are also going to be doing our pregame show Saturday morning on this channel. So tune in if you want to have some fun, if you want to get fired up before the game. Thanks for watching, guys. Fight on and have a good day.